Well, it was quite the exciting game over at the Herbrooks National Hockey Center, and, well, it didn't go the way of the Huskies as they dropped this Game 2 of the series to Western Michigan 5-4 in overtime. I'm Sam Getzinger with your Husky highlights. Let's take a look at all of the action through these 4 periods of play. Western Michigan coming into this game with a bad taste in their mouth after the 5-1 loss in Game 1 of this series. Broncos looking to avoid the first sweep to the hands of SCSU this season. Andy Murray expects a better game out of them, but he wouldn't be happy with this one. St. Cloud State midway through the period on the power play. Miettinen fires towards the goal. This one hits off the stick of Easton Brodzinski. Brodzinski gets the Huskies on the board first. That's the 14th power play goal for St. Cloud State this season. That's his second goal of this series as well. 1-0 St. Cloud State midway through the period. Less than 1 minute later, the Broncos capitalize on a miscommunication by St. Cloud State. Michael Joyal gets his first goal of the game, second of the season. Ethan Frank gets the assist after it was wide open. 2-on-0 with David Rennick, and that ties the game up at 1 apiece. Ethan Frank continues his hot start to the season. 16th point for Ethan Frank. But later on in this first period with 5 minutes left, Spencer Meyer nonchalantly fires one towards the net, and somehow it found the back of the net, and the captain from Sartell, Minnesota would get his second goal of the season. No one knew it went in at first because it went off the skate of Jason Pullen, and just like that, luck on the side of the Huskies. They go into the intermission leading 2-1. Over in the second period, Western Michigan on the power play once again due to a Seamus Donahue trip call, and Jason Pullen, he redeems himself. He hits the upper 90 on the power play right in front of David Rennick, and that would tie this game up at 2 apiece. The Michigan native gets Western Michigan with his 4th goal of the season. A little bit later on, St. Cloud State tries to respond quickly like they usually do when they give up a goal. Sam Henches somehow got his stick on this one to beat Alex Aslanitis. Well, this would go to the review booth, and it would be looked at for quite some time, and you want to know why? Right here, he hits Alex Aslanitis on the stick. Goalie interference is the call. No goal is the call as well. A little bit of a questionable one. Aslanitis would be pulled. Austin Kane would come in for Western Michigan. We're still squared away at 2 apiece. Western Michigan would utilize the lucky break and the lucky call, and Michael Joyal catches the Huskies puck watching. He goes on the back door, and he gives Western Michigan a 3-2 lead, his second goal of the game, 3rd of the season. But Jared Cockrell wanted to go in the intermission with a tie ball game, and this wicked wrister beats Austin Kane, and we go into the intermission with the tie ball game there. Jared Cockrell gets his 3rd goal as a Husky, his 2nd at the Herbrooks National Hockey Center, and the luck is still on the side of St. Cloud State as we go through 2 periods of play. Over in the 3rd, we start midway through the 3rd period. St. Cloud State on the power play once again. What's new? And this time Sam Henches gets the goal he didn't get in the second period, and the Wild draft pick finally gets his 7th goal of the season, the 15th power play goal for St. Cloud State. SCSU leads 4-3 at that point. And then just when you thought St. Cloud State was going to park the bus and just ride home a sweep against Western Michigan, 18.1 seconds left on the clock, Michael Joyal gathers his hat trick from the blue line. Have yourself a day. The Michigan native does a wonderful job there. 4th goal of the season. That would tie this one up at 4 apiece. And then we'll go into some extra hockey in overtime. 43 seconds in, Drew Warrad would shut this one down early against St. Cloud State. Coming up the left side, he beats David Rennick on the far side. That's his 4th goal of the season. Western Michigan would pick up 2 points in this game. St. Cloud State would grab 1, so unfortunately they don't bump North Dakota in the NCHC standings, but they get mighty close, and this one is going to leave a bad taste in their mouth after this overtime loss, that's for sure. Let's take a look at your stats brought to you by Franklin. Shots on goal 29-28 in favor of Western Michigan. Saves for David Rennick, 24 for Aslanitis, and Kane 24 as well. A lot of penalties in this game. There was 11 combined in St. Cloud State on the power play unit, 2 for 5, rather impressive numbers, but Western Michigan got a big power play goal, 1 for 6, and that's a big one for them to help get the 5-4 win in overtime. That'll wrap up this series against Western Michigan. St. Cloud State is on the road next weekend in Oxford to take on the Miami Redhawks, but then they're back at the Herbrooks National Hockey Center on February 20th when they take on Colorado College. That'll be on Fox 9 Plus with a 12 o'clock puck drop. That's your Husky highlights. Thanks for joining me. Have a good night.